We're now a couple of years into the 5G era and have likely already passed the 1 billion 5G subscriber mark, thanks to significant uptake mainly in China and the US. But a big question still troubles the telecom sector. How do telcos get a return on their massive 5G investments? How do they make money from 5G? Well, to find out what Verizon in the US is doing to drive revenues from 5G, I'm talking today with Frank Boulben, who is Chief Revenue Officer of the Operators Consumer Group. So, Frank, thanks very much for joining us today. Great to see you. So to start, can you just give us an update on Verizon's 5G service rollout so far? I mean, how many people in the US does Verizon reach with its 5G service coverage, and how many 5G customers do you have?
Yes, thank you for having me, Ray. As you mentioned, that journey started now almost 4 years ago when Verizon actually was the first carrier in the world to launch 5G when we started with millimeter wave and what we call 5G ultra wideband. Since that, we acquired mid-band spectrum, the so-called C-band spectrum, which is the equivalent of the 3.5 gigahertz you have in the rest of the world. It was just over 18 months ago that we acquired that spectrum, and our engineering teams have been busy deploying that spectrum as fast as possible. And I'm very happy to report that Q1 of 2023, we are going to reach 200 million POPs. So that has been really a very rapid deployment. And from a consumer standpoint or customer standpoint, more than half of our base now is equipped with a 5G device. So that's the fastest penetration I think I've witnessed in my career. I was around for first G, and so of the 5 generations we've had so far, it has been the fastest deployment and fastest penetration.
Okay, and so I mean, what kind of difference would you say 5G has made to customers in general and to Verizon?
So if I focus, Ray, on the consumer side, what we did when we introduced 5G is improve the overall experience of our customers, starting with areas with the most traffic. So think about stadiums, concert venues, train stations, etc. That's where we started with our millimeter wave deployment. So in those areas where sometimes you couldn't make even a phone call, now you can stream both ways video real time while watching the action if you are in an NFL stadium. And then more broadly, everywhere where on 4G you might have network congestion, that has disappeared with 5G ultra wideband. So the first benefit is the overall quality of the experience for customers. What we did also as we were introducing 5G and a lot more capacity is that we have driven the penetration of truly unlimited plans. And we've seen our customers shifting from metered plans to unlimited and to what we call unlimited premium plans that give them access to that 5G ultra wideband network. And we have already more than 40% of our customers on those premium plans. So experiencing 5G ultra wideband, millimeter wave, or C-band. The other very important development for us with 5G is fixed wireless access. We are deploying a 5G network that is a multi-purpose network. So mobility obviously is the primary use case, but providing customers with home internet is a very important use case as well. And we've been making great progress in 2022. Quarter after quarter, we've had increased numbers of subscribers for fixed wireless access service, 5G Home, with a high degree of satisfaction, with the same consumption in terms of gigabyte usage as our fiber customers have in the northeast of the US. So that's how I would sum it up. A drive to unlimited and unlimited premium to have the best possible network experience, and a new use case providing an alternative to your cable subscription in your home.
Okay, yes. I mean, 5G FWA is proving increasingly popular in the US. I mean, what kind of level of 5G FWA subs does Verizon have, and what kind of percentage of its overall 5G subscriber base would that be?
So we've really started in earnest at the beginning of 2022, and we haven't reported yet our Q4 results, so I can give you only our numbers for Q3. But between our consumer business and our enterprise business, we had more than 300,000 net additions with fixed wireless access in Q3 only. And all year long, we've had sequential growth quarter over quarter with our fixed wireless access service. So I'm very bullish about that service. It's resonating with customers. And in many places in the US, they have sometimes no service for home broadband, or they have only one option. With fixed wireless access, we are bringing more choice with great speeds at an affordable price point, and without all the pain points customers have with cable in the US. What I mean by that is, on our fixed wireless access service, you have no contract, you have no bundle with TV and telephony. The price is the price. There isn't a promotion roll-off after 12 months. The equipment is included, etc. So we've made it very simple for our customers, and the experience is great as well. It's grab and go. You go to a store, you take your router, your CPE, and it's self-setup in your home. You don't need to set up an appointment and wait for a truck roll.
Yeah, no, it's a very clean service, and you can see how it can be very popular. And so overall, that's a good rate of additions in a quarter, and I'm sure that's probably going to increase as well. And just overall, how popular has 5G been? I mean, at the end of that Q3 in 2022, what was the overall number of 5G users?
But so, as I was saying, we had at the end of Q3, we had more than half of our customer base was equipped with 5G devices. 80% of our customers were on unlimited plans, and out of those, about half were on premium plan, experiencing 5G ultra wideband. So again, it's a very rapid penetration in the consumer space.
Now, what can you tell us about how people are paying for these services? I mean, is there any evidence that consumers are prepared to pay more for 5G than they were for 4G, or have they really just been looking to get more for the same amount of money?
So in the consumer space, Ray, we don't sell the technology per se. We sell the experience that is encapsulated in the full value proposition. And what we've done at Verizon, in our premium plans, we've included the 5G ultra wideband experience together with content services like the Disney bundle. We have an exclusive partnership with Disney, and other type of inclusion. And that package together, our premium unlimited package, has allowed us to shift our existing customer base towards premium unlimited, so driving ARPA up to the tune of 3% in the recent years. And at the same time, when we are acquiring new customers, we have about 60% of new customers joining us on those premium unlimited plans where they have access to 5G ultra wideband. So they are joining us at a higher price point than they were before. So it's working. We've seen continuous improvement in the quality of the business we are writing and in the evolution of our ARPA.
Okay, and would it be fair to say that that premium tier without 5G, the customer satisfaction or the customer experience might not be so good? Is the underlying connectivity and low latency of 5G, is that what makes it an attractive proposition?
Yes, it's the entire proposition, but the network experience is central. So Verizon is the most reliable network in America, and we've been for 20 years, and we are taking it to the next level with 5G. So as I was mentioning earlier, a great experience in crowded venues. So that's something new that consumer can really touch and feel. If you have someone sitting next to you in a stadium that hasn't got the Verizon ultra wideband experience, you can show them that not only you can stream live on a social platform, but you can on your NFL app, for instance, watch the action live in the stadium from 7 different camera angles. So that's a marked contrast, and the overall quality of the experience, the speed, the latency, as you mentioned, is better. So for those consumers who want the best network experience, 4G, 5G, 5G ultra wideband, they want to be on the Verizon premium plans.
Okay, well, we'll come to the service competition in a little while, but just want to get a feel now for what you might be able to tell us about the impact that 5G services can have on the enterprise side of the business in terms of driving enterprise revenues. Are there any concrete, real-world examples of how 5G has made a difference there?
First of all, a caveat, Ray. I'm the chief revenue officer for the consumer side of Verizon, but I can share a few remarks about the B2B side. First, the dynamics I've described for consumer also apply in the B2B sector. So we've had the same shift towards unlimited and premium unlimited, underpinned by our 5G ultra wideband network. We've had also fixed wireless access accelerated penetration for business locations. So those two dynamics apply also to B2B. But in B2B, in addition, what we see is the emergence of mobile edge computing, particularly for private networks. So we see a number of use cases in different industry verticals for private 5G networks leveraging mobile edge computing. So I think that's the trend that is starting now. And don't forget that so far the 5G network has been only a radio access network. In 2023, we will be fully deploying our core 5G network so that we will have an end-to-end 5G network that will enable new services leveraging capabilities like network slicing to guarantee quality of service, latency, end-to-end. So we are just at the beginning of those new use cases that will be enabled by an end-to-end 5G network.
Okay, great. Yes, and I appreciate that your responsibility is for consumer there. So thanks for taking on that enterprise question. Now, you mentioned just before about Verizon being regarded as the most reliable network, but currently T-Mobile, one of your main competitors, is regarded as the 5G market leader when measured using a lot of criteria such as coverage and data speeds. And this is by independent analyst groups such as Ookla and Umlaut. What can Verizon do to sort of to catch up and to be seen as a leader?
So first, Ray, if you allow me, I think there is a nuance between independent and reliable. So we pay attention to the methodology that is used to benchmark networks, and those surveys you've mentioned that tend to be crowdsourced are not as reliable that an agency like Root Metrics, who has a proven methodology that has been tested over the years. So when I look at how we do in the surveys that have a solid and reliable methodology, Verizon is the most reliable 5G network in the US. We have to catch up on coverage as we are deploying our C-band spectrum for 5G ultra wideband. But as I just mentioned to you, we will be at about 200 million pops covered in Q1, and at the end of this year, beginning of next year, we'll get our next tranche of C-band spectrum, helping us to get to the next level of coverage. So to answer your question, when I look at the reliable benchmark, we still have the best network overall, 4G or 5G. And certainly we continue to have a strong lead in terms of perception by consumers. So on both sides, the reality of the network experience and the perception, Verizon continues to be America's favorite network.
Well, that's what I like to hear, Frank. A bit of fighting talk there, and I'm sure with Ookla and Root Metrics being sister companies within the Ziff Davis group, I'm sure they might have a few words to share as well about how they're perceived as well. So finally, just we're talking here about the attraction of 5G and what 5G services can do for customers, but also for the CSPs, for the network operators. And you mentioned, so we've got the 5G core being deployed now by operators, and this is going to, advance the 5G era pretty significantly. What are the truly big sales opportunities then as we move into this next phase of 5G? Because every operator really wants to know how to get a return on all these investments, whether it's the RAN, the core, and all of the supporting infrastructure as well, the transport network that needs to be upgraded, the edge points of presence that need to be there. Where are the real big opportunities for companies like Verizon?
So I would say, Ray, that there are three main opportunities. The first one is, as you introduced 5G, you have the opportunity to evolve your value proposition to customers to drive your ARPA. And that's the journey I was describing earlier for Verizon, from meter to unlimited to premium unlimited. And so we've used 5G as an enabler and a catalyst to drive our ARPA. So that has a direct impact on the top line. Second driver is we are building a network for mobility, and without any incremental capex, we have a collateral benefit, which is fixed wireless access. And fixed wireless access gives us additional revenues for that service. But the other benefit of fixed wireless access is that when you are a joint customer, and 75% of our fixed wireless access customers have got mobile with us as well, your lifetime value increases. You are less likely to churn. So we are creating a second service with our 5G network at no incremental capex, and fueling the increase in our customer lifetime value. So that's the second driver. And then the third driver that is just starting to emerge is those additional use cases that you can do once you have a 5G core and an end-to-end solution, whether it's real-time gaming on mobile devices on the consumer side, or AR/VR applications, or vertical use cases leveraging mobile edge computing on the B2B side. And I think many carriers, many commentators have been focused on that third driver, but underestimating the first two, how much you can drive your ARPA by leveraging the introduction of 5G to upgrade your customer base and step them up to more premium plans and the fixed wireless access opportunity.
Yeah, well, it seems like the focus of all the major US operators now is away from, greater network investment and more towards then, driving revenues from those investments. And we heard Hans Vestberg actually talk about that at the Citigroup conference at the beginning of the month. But all the operators are going to be doing this. So is there a differentiation? I mean, is there more that can be done, say, for example, in the sphere of customer experience and customer support that could help with that stickiness as well? Because especially with eSIM capabilities now coming to the fore in the US market as well, the opportunities to switch from one operator to another is going to become easier. So might we see a greater focus on customer experience investments and a focus on enhancing things there?
I wouldn't say an increased focus. I would say a continued focus, Ray. We've been enjoying for years very low churn rates in the US when you compare to the rest of the world. And I think that will continue as more and more of our customers will have all their connectivity services with us, mobile and home. We will work very much on improving the overall experience for those joint customers. So that's an ongoing effort. And customers expect us to deliver them a more and more personalized experience. In our plans, we offer multiple options for customers, but many customers want to be guided. They want a personalized recommendation on the different network options, different content services options, devices, etc. So the trend that will continue is about improving the customer experience along those dimensions: joint customers, mobile plus home, personalization, and more via digital tools like my Verizon app in our case.
Well, listen, Frank, really appreciate your time. Thanks for giving us an update on what's going on with Verizon and an insight to where you think the market and the services are headed. And look forward to chatting to you in the future to find out how things are developing. Thanks very much.
Thank you.